Tokoza, greetings. Can you hear me? I'm here, right here. Please feel free to put your camera on if you're in a space to do so. Wave your hands, come through in the chats. Please introduce yourselves. Um, welcome home. Welcome to Makosi Foundation. Welcome to the Ma Temple. Um, welcome. We're so happy to see you and so grateful that you've taken the time to be here with us. We're going to warm you up, I hope, with some beautiful intentions and songs and shares today. Um, just really want to invite you all first to introduce yourselves in the chat. Let us know your name. Let us know your location. Where in the world are you logging in from? What lineage and ancestors are you walking with and bringing with us here today? Greetings. Hey, Bahamas. Wow.
Oh, I could start. Or what?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. My name is Barome. Um, I come from a Cambodian family, and I'm seeking to connect with. If you know about Cambodian history, there was a pretty brutal genocide just one generation ago in the 1970s, and I'm connecting with that more and more. Particularly, I recently found an adopted relative in London who I never knew I had. And she's looking for her biological family. And um, it's very difficult to get everybody to take a DNA test, but I was just thinking that we don't need DNA to connect with our ancestors. So I wanted to be here to help her and also help me connect with all the disconnected uh, factions of my bloodline.
Tokozani, thank you.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thank you for bringing your voice.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone responding in the chats.
So we have someone here with Jamaican Haitian ancestors. LaShawn is here. Yes, I think that was LaShawn. And then Ashley says, you can also call me Marmina. I'm currently from Florida. My lineage and heritage is from Haiti, and I've been at the Ma Temple. Yes, you have, Marmina, since 2023. Love you. Thank you for being here. Hi, greetings to Kozani Chantel from Brooklyn, African American and Puerto Rican ancestry. I'm not in a place to, okay, we got you. No worries. Love you all.
All right. And please continue to introduce yourselves in the chat throughout this process, just inviting you to share your reflections or questions throughout. Some of it will be conversational, and then there's certain questions that we'll just wait till the end to share around. But I just want to open up with intention and song. What's the first slide? Just inviting everyone to take a deep breath together in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Take a moment to just feel your feet on the ground. Root yourself like a tree with us in this beautiful forest together at Ma Temple. And again, I say Tokozani, I greet you. I greet the land that you stand on. Makusa. I greet the heartbeat, yes, in your body and in your spirit. I greet the divine ancestors, yes, the elders, the wise ones, the entire family lineage um, that walks with you. Yes, we welcome you into this space. Virtually first. Yeah, yo. And give thanks for your presence. In the Umbungoma tradition, we say Tokoza. We greet you with joy. Yes, we greet your ancestors, we greet your spirit, we greet everything that you walk with and the life lessons that you bring here. Yes, want to open up with just honoring our lineage, honoring our elders with song. We love to sing and honor the leopard spirit in this space. And the four-legged ones. And there's a song in Ngoma that speaks about the leopard is walking with us. Yes, the leopard is coming. And just want to warm the space with that prayer and that intention of just welcoming you in this journey with us, walking with us as beings of nature and ancestors and lineages coming together. Marcos. Oh, Ingwe Mabala. 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 Ilang ilang ge. Oh, Ingwe Mabala. Oh, Ingwe Mabala. Oh, Ingwe Mabala.
We did not plan our headbands today, but we both came out of the room with
Leopard.
Tukozani Shahala. My lineage is West African and American, and currently at the Ma Temple. We love you, Shahala. Thank you.
All right. So just want to officially introduce ourselves in a couple of ways. So our organization, Makosi Foundation, is founded and led by myself, Gogo Tule, also known as Makosi Star Mother, also known as Makulu, and my sister here, Gogo Itaya. We are Black women. We are women of the diaspora and healers who underwent a cultural journey of healing and initiation through the African indigenous tradition of Umbungoma, the Sangoma path from Southern Africa. That was the journey that brought us together and allowed us to learn about ourselves and our community and our ancestors. This process, like stepping into being called and answering the call, it was just really about stepping into a life of change, a life of transformation, a life of constant expansion. And so we went through the processes of humbling ourselves, eating a certain way, listening to elders, being at prayers and song and dance and learning what our ancestors knew that was healing, that was uplifting, and what we are individually and collectively called to remember. Umbungoma is very much a tradition that is rooted in sound, song, drum, dance, divination, our connection to plants and nature. And it's just an ancient ancestral practice that is rooted in accessing oneness and consciousness through nature. understanding our relationship with nature and our creator in this way. I can say just collectively our personal journey of initiation. I know for Gogo Ikaya, a lot of us have seen Crazy Wise and understand that there's an aspect of the calling that comes through certain mental health illnesses, psychosis, and things of that nature that really open up the way. And for me, with other, is my personal story, like the ancestors took us through a process to see what was inside of us that was ill and also gifted so that we can move forward and be of service to our community. In the Sangoma tradition, Gogo means grandmother. And so there's this familial, spiritual way of being in community with people that just allows us to create a space for people to be and go through their own form of transformation that is guided by, of course, the medicines or the ways of working in this space, but also the ancestry and the lineage that you come from. We've been doing this work for almost 13 years, but more officially as an organization in 2022, when we decided that when people were kind of coming out of the pandemic and it was time to spend time together, we said, let's do a month-long immersion retreat for people to come and experience this work. And after a month, many people did not want to leave. They didn't leave, actually. They just stayed on the land with us and then moved with us. Some of them moved with us into this new location. And we just knew that we needed a space and a place for people to land, for people to also experience something outside of the structure, the society, the system that allowed them to feel like themselves, remember themselves, and heal. So that is a little bit of our creation story, and one that we tell often. Some of our just core values that we love to share, and I'll let Gogo share a little bit about our vision. But if you can just think about Ubuntu, we speak about just our existence being interconnected, interwoven. We're all in a spider web together. We believe in being awareness, and deep listening. We attune our hearts to listen to the whisper of spirit within everything. We honor humility and respect. We bow to the wisdom of the earth and the dignity of all beings. We allow forgiveness and compassion to be our teachers. We soften our hearts to surrender to growth. We are learning unity and love. We seek to love the many voices within the one body of creation and honor our kinship. We believe in truth and justice. We honor honesty as medicine and restore balance where harm has been done. We hold ourselves accountable and we move towards integrity. We stand in the courage of our word and take responsibility for our actions. And through all of these principles, we seek to walk in divine order.
Amen. So Gozani, I also just want to add to that, you know, our map, our constellations of what our vision entails is like really also nourishing the traditions that Makulu Gogo Tule was talking about. But we've been blessed with a temple space that is quite large, and we have a communal area here. We have 5 acres of land. We have space where people can come, have gardens, you know, lots of nooks and areas in nature where we're here surrounded by mountains. And the vision has always been, especially from this very personal place of like people who don't quite fit in to, you know, society or just have a ultra sensitivity. Again, you all kind of know like my experience of like how we moved into this, and just to give a view if you haven't looked at the documentary or looked at some of our other things, there was just like all of these pathological things that Western medicine kind of told me what I was and where I am and how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And coming to find out that from this Sangoma approach, from this shamanic indigenous wisdom, it was nothing like that. It was actually like, you have something that's special, you have something that is awakening you onto a path of ancestral wisdom, deep ancestral wisdom, healing, knowledge, and self-love. And so we welcome people here that are moving through those kind of transitions. So this is a place for you to be, to be doula, to be midwife through, to go through ceremonies and rituals and be held in the songs and be held with the drums, to be able to nourish yourself, nourish these traditions, be met with your birthing process, so that you can move into this sovereign, beautiful space that I am who I am. I love me. Everything about me God created. It's natural. It is what I accepted and what is beautiful. And how can I be in the community with that presence, that honor, and that respect? So that's the space we hope. We'd love to fill up the space with people, togetherness through these many different kinds of transformations that we experience and go through. And I'll pause here because I want to go on with all these other things, but we want to make sure that we give you the sweet nuggets of what you're here for.
So just want to talk briefly a little bit about our team, our community. Yeah, we have different students, especially that have gone through rites of passages that are supporting the temple, people that we just wanted to introduce, but also to just refer you to on our website, on our about page. We do have a page that tells you a little bit about our community members, our alumni, some of the things that they're doing out in the world. And we just wanted to acknowledge a few of them aren't here, but in the first photo on the top left, there's Makosi Miyame, who is holding space as a rites mentor. She helps us with the rites of passages and initiations. On the bottom left is Gogo Mabatu, who wasn't able to make it here today, but really wanted to be here, who is our den mother and also a rites mentor. Has gone through the processes here, and she's often the person that welcomes you and helps you feel at home. We also have on the call Gogo and Yossi, Nia Witherspoon, which you'll probably hear a little bit from later, who is also alumni and the official temple songkeeper. So if you want to know the songs, you will hit her up. And also just want to acknowledge Ashley Anglade Maramina, who has played a beautiful role for us in terms of supporting with grants. And just comes in when she can to do her thing. And also on the call is Shahala, who's our in-house support system resident, who's new here, and you will hopefully get to know, especially if you come into the space in person. So just wanted to acknowledge a few of those people here and now, and also know that there's more people in the background and also just doing things out in the world that you're welcome to explore and get to know through our website. We do have two beautiful positions in our organizations that we're hoping to fill soon, which is basically just continued growing our strategic team for fundraising and granting position. If that's something that's in your lane, or you know professionals that are really great at that, we would love some more support around strategic planning, financing, and fundraising. We're also just really called to calling more folks to creative assistance in social media and just content creation. We would love to continue to tell our stories and to allow others to feel seen by the shared stories and experiences that we're having, and to know that they have a home. I think that's all for that section.
Yeah, I already spoke a little bit about our temple, so this is just a viewpoint from one of the vantage points from our property, but it is really just a sweet space that you're able to come to and get quiet and be held in sacred space. So there's many other programs and ceremonies that we want to get into that we also do here.
It's the main room, the altar space, the gathering space. In the garden. So anyways, want to just take a pause here and invite folks into the chat to just share with us what is one thing that your spirit is asking for this year. I want to talk a little bit more about what our spirits are asking for and what we're offering in this space. And we just really love to touch in and see what has been coming up for you this year. What is your spirit asking for? What do you know in your heart that you're ready to receive? We want to hold that intention with you. My coast, side.
What is your spirit asking for in 2026? Balance between self and service. Okay. Growth. Embodiment and expression.
Yes. Fertility in all areas, collective creation, radical imagination, authenticity, Makos.
And to step into my true self. Love that. Surrender to deviation with flexibility in order to go where I don't know where I'm supposed to be. And then there's also surrender. To release and let go. Awesome. Thank you all so much. That was so beautiful. We'll keep those intentions in our heart and in our prayer as we move forward through this year.
So we want to talk a little bit about our core programs and offerings for this year, possibly ways for you to engage with your intentions in this space. And first, there's our rites of passage, which will be starting soon. And Gogo's going to tell you a little bit about that.
Okay, so we have rites of passage programs. They're actually not programs necessarily. There are caves that you go into to kind of move through the cycles, move through the seasons of your life, and connect back to who you truly are. So we have 3 different caves. We have a red phase, a white cave, and a black cave. The red phase is our entry point. We're moving in from the root area, the root chakra of the earth, the root of our ancestors. If we are looking at the red cave, we're looking at the part of our body from a body's perspective. The part of our body is our feet all the way up to our belly button. So that's a lot of when a child is birthed through, it's being asked to be, it's not being asked to be cared for, it has to be cared for, right? It has to be nurtured. It needs to learn how the skills of like how to move its body, how to crawl, how to now utilize the legs to stand, how to put food in the mouth, all the things that the babies, the toddlers go through. It's all this root defining moments of like what our life path is, what our innate gifts, inherent gifts are from our lineage. So we're really connecting to our divine blood. We're connecting to our bloodline for healing. We're moving through inner child work, our maternal, paternal energies, the masculine and the feminine, bringing those energies together. We work specifically with medicines that hold space and containers for the rites of passage of our masculine body, our feminine body, our inner child body, and then in our intuitive body and our discernment body. So we go through different actual plant medicines that take us through a process to integrate that so that we now have our spiritual legs, so to speak, to be able to stand. That's our red phase journey. And then we have a white phase journey that is after that process, when we're moving into, okay, now that I have that, now it's the medicine of the heart. It's the medicine of how I now look at myself, how I know my ancestors moved through me, how I know my gifts are exemplified, how I receive myself, how I embody self-love and grace, how I embody the rhythm of the drum and the dance and the song and the tradition and the ways of the ones who came before me, to align and see how they saw, or to have the animal totems come through and give us the vision, the shamanic sight, the wisdom to grace our gifts upon our brothers and sisters on this planet and upon the earth and upon nature. So that's what the white phase medicines lead us into. And then the third phase, the third cave, is the black phase, which is from the heart space all the way up through and over the crown chakra. And that is the space, the phase of the elder, the phase of the crone, the one who is able to navigate the darkness of the skies and know that there are stars there, and peeking into those spaces and timelines of starship. So that is the path of the elder. And we enroll people every year at the end of February for a journey through half of the year where they go through these processes and we go through them together as a family.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to add that this is a ceremonial process. It's like a cave, not a program. This is one way that we are truly of service to our community by allowing them to experience and move through rites of passages that we would have received if we were in village, we would have received if we were in ancient contexts, we would have received if were seen as spiritual beings and not just physical ones trying to play a role. So it's very much a vision quest. People enter these caves and come back, or enter these caves and move forward in some aspect of their calling. It's really precious work for us. Also just want to just share briefly about our other programs so that everybody is aware, especially for people that are new. But yeah, so our immersions, every year we have 1 to 3 ancestral immersions. These are like ancestral types of retreats. We don't call them retreats because it's also like a weekend or 10-day experience where you're able to step into the ancestral practices physically here in the space with us. We go to the rivers, we go to the ocean, we basically walk you through some of the cleansing rituals, the opening rituals, the cultural practices and protocols so that you can have a healing experience in the space and begin to know these ancestral practices from a lived, bodied experience and being held in community and being held with us as leaders. To this year, we have an immersion coming up in June that's already on our website if you would like to begin to get details, information, and register. But this is the in-person space for people that are new or old to come in and step into a mini cave. Next, we have our Ma Wisdom Library, and this is just an online digital space where there's different courses, processes, ways of learning about some of the plants, so the teachings that we hold in this space. It's self-paced whenever you want, and we also have a temple membership online that I'll be speaking about a little bit later, but that's also just a living library, a library of things that we're sharing so that people get connected to these ancestral teachings. Next, we often have community gatherings, whether in person or online. We've had a lot of gatherings online in the past couple of years, like eating mindfully, mindful movement rituals, and sometimes workshops and talks. And so please, if you're on our newsletter and subscribe to our calendar, you get updates about just the different community gatherings and offerings. Right now, we have an in-person one on Sundays that you're welcome to come and sing with us together.
And Shahala also cooks soulful food.
Come and
So
eat.
you can eat and sing with us.
An ongoing project and program that we have is the Motherland Journeys. Every once in a while, once a year, we are able to take people to Africa, South Africa, and sometimes the ancestors lead us to even wilder places in the world than we thought that we would be. But this is really a space for us to travel, to commune with the land, to commune with the spirits of nature and the spaces that have called us and continue to call us, and to integrate in that way. And so we just kind of have a space on our website to get on the list if you're interested, so that we can also plan to invite you to these spaces. These offerings are often public, but sometimes there's like an internal temple invitation. So when you're on our list, we know to reach out to you when we need to. And now it's time. We wanted to just share a few stories of just allow some of our community members to just share some of their moments and stories and reflections in this space, an opportunity for you to get to know them and get to know us. So I'm going to, I know there's a few of y'all here. Is there anybody that really, really wants to go first, or I can call somebody?
Let's call on them.
Call them up.
I would love to hear from actually Marmina on her connection to the community and story.
Yes, we can hear you. If you could get closer to the mic, or it would be better.
It sounds a little distant.
Tokozani, is this better?
Yes.
Okay. Tokozani, Denny. As has been said, my name is Ashley. You can also call me Marmina. My experience at the temple has been anchoring in so many ways. In 2020, I found myself confronting a childhood trauma that I had, I guess, even hid from myself for 20 years up to that point. And I felt like I was beginning my life again in a very unforeseen way. And being at the temple, coming to the temple, beginning to work with Makulu, first with the red phase from a distance, was just so much of what I needed. And then continuing on, sorry, I'm driving. Continuing on to the white phase, it just
Lay down.
really brought the grounding and the support that I felt like I needed. Everything that I didn't have for those 20 years, carrying everything by myself, I felt like I was able to release and receive support in. And I just really appreciated the love and care and patience and the honoring of my own intuition in that journey. I can recall so many times in my process of essentially wanting to be judged and wanting to be told what to do, what I should and should not do, but was refused and continuously guided to lean into what I was receiving from my own ancestors and my own intuition and healing, just healing one of the main areas of my wounding and, just distrusting myself. So I also feel like I've come into having a beautiful spiritual family that, is able to move with and support me as the seasons of my life change. And it's truly beautiful and worth more than I can convey to me. Um, so yeah, and I look forward to continuing to be part of what's going on at the temple, uh, sitting for plant medicine for Aya ceremonies has also been transformative for me. There's just so many ways that I feel I've been deeply grounded and connected to myself and true community through the temple. So yeah, Tokozani.
Thank you so much. Love you, Maramina. Really appreciate
Yes.
you. And, so grateful to just have been a part of your journey and to see how the evolution. Thank you.
Coco and Yossi.
Takosa Neo Baba, Takosa Ndeni. Yeah, it's great to be here with you all. And as you embark on this next chapter as the new folks come in. Yeah, thank you so much, Maramina. That was so beautiful. It was really beautiful just to witness. You speak about your time at the temple. Yeah, I don't know if I will do like a holistic thing of my whole journey, but I can say that like when I came, I was really in a space of, needing to knowing that something really big in my life needed to shift and feeling that kind of haunt me every day and every night and not know what actually the shift was or needed to be. And I, by the grace of the ancestors, found my way to the temple. I was struggling to maintain what from the outside looked like a very successful career as a theater artist, and what from the inside I knew was like breaking me down and killing me. And it was only through like a series of pauses and deaths and rebirths that occurred through my relationship with my process, through the temple, with Obaba's guidance, that I was able to be nurtured inside of those many surrenders and refined my truest creative sense in the creation of myself and my life. And yeah, I will just tell one story, which was when I first came in 2022 in February, in that first month-long retreat. I wasn't there for the whole month. I came towards the end. And I remember just being terrified because I knew that I was like doing something kind of wild. And I didn't really know these folks, I was just like, I don't really know these folks. I'm just gonna like step out here on faith, and like more faith in the change that needed to happen than what was behind me. And yeah, I remember the first night after we went under, after we went into the process formally and officially. And I was up all night with like a lot of, I thought I would feel like a sense of relief, but instead I just felt like, you know, we have our bracelets on and I was like, oh, like I feel like I'm in chains. Like these are chains. Like I'm in prison. Like I can't leave. Like I'm now like I'm locked in, you know. And did I really mean to make this big change? Like, why would I do this? Everything was fine back there, you know. And yeah, I had this voice that like would not stop going, and the voice was like, you know, this is gonna kill you. You know, this is gonna kill you. Like you're gonna die here, basically. And you know, and I'm thinking like, you know, I don't know what's in the bruise. I don't know what's in all this stuff. Like, what all are you giving me? Like all these things, you know, like all of this, like, mind you, like I like, I called myself very like comfortable and familiar with like Afro-Indigenous, this, that, and the third. But like when it came to it, I was just like, what's in that, you know? And so, so, yeah, I remember coming to Makulu the next morning and being like, yeah, and I heard some voices talking about, you're going to kill me. And Makulu, with a completely straight face, goes, I am, you know? And
I forgot that version of myself.
and that was like our first one-on-one. That was our first like one-on-one in person, you know? And yeah, that really, and of course I was like, well, oh shoot, like, oh boy, like this is gonna be a ride, you know? And it was like, I'm so grateful because she, you know, something Makulu often says is that like your shadows are right. Like there's something they're saying that's true. And like that's what my shadows were saying. Like, yes, they were coming out of fear, but also like I was there to die, you know, I was there to surrender myself. And while that was, while my ego was freaking out, yes. And I did have to face all of those layers of distrust. And those are the same layers of distrust that come up anytime I have to face anything that is unknown or scary, like in my actual life, with my lineage, like in my dreams, like it's all the same facing. And I met that. I like, it was like the work was clear, you know, that first day that like there was this huge layer of fear that I had to move through in order to even be present in the process. And that was a huge part of my red phase, you know, was continuing to step up to that fear and find my strength and show up courageous. And I feel like that's a big part of what the process, you know, at least with what red phase taught. White phase was like super loving and also really hard, but also just in really different ways. But I wanted to share that story because when we are coming into a new space with new people, all of those things come up oftentimes. And like, I guess I just wanted to say, like, I'm still here, you know, like I'm still here with these folks. And I love them deeply and dearly. They're like everything. And like, you couldn't find yourself with like more loving, trusting, like beautiful human beings, guides. And yeah, so if anybody is in that space of like, yeah, I mean, you're already here, so you already feel the pull, but there's also still a lot of layers between here and there when you open the door to the temple. And there's also even a lot of layers between when you open the door to the temple and when you show up the next day and the next day and the next day. And then when you come back again, like there's always like layers of stuff to get through. And yeah, I just want to encourage you to keep walking. And Yeah, I think that's it. Tokusani.
So cool, Sunny.
Thank you. I laughed, I cried. Wow.
Beautiful
Thank
story,
you.
Gogo. Thank you so much. Thank you for continuing your walk um, with all of us as a family. Thank you.
Okay. I know there's a few other people here.
Yes.
If you want to add something with the alumni, let us know in the chat, and we'll come back around to you. Greetings, Natalie. See you in the space. Bringing your South American lineage. I don't want to mispronounce it. Chinese, and then there's a line that is multi-diasporic. Welcome, welcome, love you. So many lineages. It's really beautiful to be connected to so many different lineages in one place and to still see the connection, between all of us and still being asked to come together with all these various diverse beings and people. And it's just really an honor. And Nia made me super emotional. So I'm going to carry on here. I just want to, the last piece before we kind of open it up, we've been really wanting to allow this to feel like home for everyone that needs a home. We really want you to feel welcomed here. And one area that we felt like needed to be tended to was just like, there's so many people that we're connected to at a distance. And we really want to take a step further in allowing you to feel a part of this temple, even when you're away. Even if you don't yet have the opportunity to physically be here. So I want to share a little bit about just the revamped version of our Mott Temple membership that we have. We're opening up the space next month for there to be like an inner rites of passage personally for you with us. And each month there will be a teaching, there will be a ritual practice, there will be a song, a song or a culture song that we're teaching you to practice and to hold in your heart where you are in your prayers. And there will also be just quarterly like live calls like this with us so that you can really get to questions that are either personal, more personal for you, how you're processing the teachings that are in the membership, and get to just get that live interaction as well throughout the journey. And then there's just also just this altar space where any prayers, anything that you're going through, anything that you would like us to lend extra energy and prayer and intention into, you can share your prayers throughout the year with us. We will hold them with you at our altar. So that is just the temple membership. And I want to just share, it's just a way for you to walk with us wherever you are. And I feel really excited because it's like these topics are the things that we're always talking about in the space, the revelations that are coming through, the things that, we're just sharing, and it's super meaningful to Marmina, and she's writing it in her notebook. And I'm like, okay, we really got to make sure that people outside of this space get to hear about the spear, the kanab carrying the shield as inner spiritual tools, the stages of initiation that we go through. Like, I'm in the crisis stage, I'm in the I need to trust stage, I'm in the integration page, just understanding the cycles of what we go through, that we can recognize where we are in it and step with more trust. Learning about Papa and prayer. Prayer is an evolving, ongoing rites of passage. And we also like to teach about the traditional ways of prayer so people can feel like they have a cultural connection, something that takes them back to what their ancestors knew. We're constantly talking about dreams, so we're teaching about dreams in this space, ritual, and also like wounding and healing, like what it means from an ancestral perspective, because we're to heal, to be reparented, to see the various voices that are connected to our lineage and us, or that are coming from lineages of lineages before, and to recognize these voices within us and how we're called to change. So these are just some of the topics that we're constantly in, facing our fears, seeing our body and the wisdom, dealing with the mental health issues, all from an ancestral perspective, what we're dreaming about, what we're receiving, the revelations, the realizations, and just what our elders have given us that we want to pass on to you in this small way so that you can be connected and feel like you have the tools along the way. So that is the space. It is monthly teachings, ritual, and we'll be opening it up next month. If you're on the email list, you'll get the information, and we really look forward to really being able to interact with people outside of Right Space and outside of some of these offerings, and to have a more personal connection with you in this way. So welcoming you into that space, welcoming you into the whole of the space entirely for this year. These are our core offerings this year, the ways that we're showing up, the spaces that we're opening up, and just allowing you to feel a part of it. Would love to open it up for any questions, reflections, something that we try to keep it short and sweet, but open to going a little bit deeper for a few moments with any questions that any of you all have, or if alumni want to come through with another story. We're here to hold space for that.
Yeah, don't hold back. We're here. That's what our open house is for, just for you to share and to ask any questions that may come up for you as we walk through the journey. I love this photo, by the way.
The ocean times.
Let's look at the chat. Let's see. Oh, no questions.
We were super clear. We were on point. You know where you are. You know where you're coming to. Just gonna give it a little bit of time. And also check in case I forget anything. Okay. So just want to also allow this to be an open-ended question. You feel free to reach out to us anytime throughout the year. We'll be sending updates about this call and a replay for those who would like to review and go back and see.
I guess I have a question if I may.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I guess a little story about my experience with y'all is it's not a direct one, I would say, but it's one that I've really come to love, which is through these plant medicine ceremonies that you help facilitate. And through that, just opened up this whole world to the other side, to my ancestors that I never knew was there before. And it just seems to be like this really, really deep well that requires a lot of healing. And I'm not sure if the way that I was doing it before is the way to move forward. So that's why I'm here today, is to see what you offer outside of the plant medicine ceremonies, because I really feel like I resonate with you all. Oh, plus there is this one guy from London. I forget what his name was, but the last time I was there, I connected with him, and he told me about his experience working with you all and how he heard voices and had some experiences, and he came to y'all to make sense of all of that. Came all the way from London. and the sincerity and just energy that he was giving really resonated with me. He gave me a book, gave me the name of an author to look up. Coincidentally, it's another person from London right now who I'm trying to help, who I mentioned before, who is related to me. And is trying to uncover who her biological family is that was separated from her. Um, so I have a feeling like this might be a good way to move forward with all that. So what would you recommend to be a path for what I may be searching for? And like any of these programs in particular for that type of ancestral connection?
Yeah, one thing that we didn't talk about is that we also just offer one-on-one guidance for people so that they can have a personal type of just guidance or recommendation in terms of like based on what's coming up for you, based on what your spirits are bringing through and what we're sensing and feeling into, like this is the remedy that makes sense to like the call and the pull that's happening inside of you and your body and your experience. So I think that's a good place to start so that we can connect to you personally. Um, and just to speak a little bit into, your question and what you shared, like sometimes in that inquiry through guidance and inquiry with yourself, like sometimes we find that like we step into this work with the ancestors and like what you described, like this whole world and this whole aspect of our lineage is there for us. And like from an ancestral perspective, like when a world opens up to you and there's like all these things that want to speak or interact, like that sometimes is a part of what calls us into a cave, right? Because you find something in yourself and then you then step into this space where you can declutter and turn off all of the noise and continue to be in this space of deep listening so that your spirit, your ancestors can commune and communicate directly to you what this information is, what are the instructions to follow, what does it mean about who you are. It gives you that time and that space to, whether it's for a couple of months or more than just one ceremony, more than just one session, to be in a process where you're unraveling this, not just from a mental perspective, but from your heart, from a prayer, from a ritual perspective, from a lived, embodied doing the mantra of spiritual practice over and over again until revelations and awakenings come. And I just wanted to name that for some of us, delving into our ancestors will be some form of research, some form of ceremony to cleanse and release something, and also some space to really get to know and understand how they're coming alive in us and how they're speaking to us directly. How to remember how to listen intuitively, how to remember how to listen also from all those other spaces. So, and so I hear that you're on a journey, and I just want to acknowledge that, like, I think there's going to be a lot of space, in the journey for you to, many spaces for you to go through and understand, like, what it is that is emerging in you. And also get to come to an immersion, just saying. Also good.
All right. Thank you.
And you're already family because you've been here many times and we love having you. So yeah, step in.
Yes, I love you too.
The call to step in more fully is very beautiful. We welcome that.
Thank you.
All right.
Any other questions? I just want to acknowledge, I think that's Ruthie. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm squinting, but so good to see you. so good to see you, sis. Yeah.
Then since before we were
I
officially an
know.
organization.
Yeah.
Right.
Some
Way back.
retreats ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful to see you. Thank you so much for being here, Tokozani. Many blessings, and email us, contact us, join the newsletter, join the membership, whatever it is that you feel called to do, go on our website. All the things are there. And we'd love to stay in touch with you and stay connected to Kosani. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful evening. Oh.
Kosani.
Thank you.
Stop recording. What's it?
My students, I just wanted to share the unique process of being supported and connecting with my ancestors was deeply personal. Gogo Tule met me and my ancestors where they ask and the wisdom and medicines that moves with and through her via her lineage continue to heighten the experience and raise the accuracy. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Oh.